A welcome surprise for Mars researchers: water on the red planet. Well, specifically, it's ice, and it's underground, a kind of shallow river of ice, similar to what we see in parts of Antarctica. But still, it's very exciting for scientists and for those hoping to settle on Mars someday. And our science reporter, Johanna Wagstaff, is here to tell us more about the exciting discovery. And Joe, you got to speak with one of the Canadian scientists that was behind this study today. What did they tell you?
Well, Janella, in a nutshell, this team with research from Western University found a unique ice surface in the exact spot that would be optimal for future explorations of the red planet. We've been basically looking for signs of and details of ice or water on the red planet for literally decades, if not longer. And basically every time we get a new tool, whether it's an orbiter or a lander or a rover, it helps us hone in and make discoveries about the H2O on the surface of the red planet. So back in 2008, the orbiter suggested that there would be this thick layer of ice in the equator area of the red planet. Previously, we only thought there was ice locked up in the poles. This new research just coming out in working with NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory actually mapped all the subsurface details above that ice sheet that was discovered in 2008. And what the team found was valleys and cracks and gullies, all things that would indicate flowing ice under the ground. But this isn't a flat area of Mars, so gravity would not be in play. That left only one possibility. Take a listen to the lead author.
We hadn't seen something like this on Mars before. We decided to look to Earth and see, are there any potential glacial analogs? And it's, it looks like a channelized, flowing stream of ice within this proposed buried ice sheet. The only thing that does that on Earth is an ice stream.
So ice streams are found under places like Antarctica. Scientists think they move because of different melting timing, so you don't need gravity in that case. So just amazing that these scientists found essentially an underground ice channel or glacier within this ice sheet, and they think the volume is between 13,000 and 60,000 cubic kilometers, and 3.5% to 16% of that, Janella, is this ice stream, which has since frozen up, but that's solid water underground.
Yeah, and it sounds kind of like a big deal. I feel like we've always been looking for water on Mars, and I'm assuming that has to do with the possibility of future missions, of humans going there.
That's a huge part of this. If we're ever to settle on the red planet, we need drinking water, irrigation, water to make jet fuel, and this area on the equator is a lot easier to get to than the poles. But there was another interesting takeaway from the study. Take a listen to Hibbert again.
Can we tell where ice is from remote sensing alone? Like just looking at the surface, can we tell? Because that's what we're doing on Mars until we actually get there and can probe. And we have the Phoenix lander from a while back that we could actually ground truth some data there. But that's one spot in all of Mars. So can we tell just by looking from the surface how much ice and how deep it is?
So fascinating that we can now look for those same features on the surface of Mars and potentially on other planets, potentially even our own planet. And now we have clues as to what is happening under the ground. We can help look for ice just by looking at what's on the surface. But Janella, I always think it's interesting. This is always a building of science. And Hibbert wanted to acknowledge all of the years of work that led up to her research. It'll be exciting to see what comes out of it.
Yeah, pretty exciting stuff. CBC's Johanna Wagstaff in North Vancouver. Thanks, Joe.